If you are setting sail with Virgin Voyages, in this video, I'm sharing with you 9 things to know about the sail away party so that you can kick off your voyage in the best way possible, starting with this helpful tip, 5:45 p.m. This is the time where Virgin Voyages will give you free bubbles at the sail away party. That's when the bar is open and St. Louis Brut Rosé is being poured out to, you can double fist or triple fist as much of that as you want, but Virgin Voyages doesn't really give out free drinks that often. This is one of those times where you can grab yourself a free glass of bubbles. Which, by the way, if you're new here, yo, I'm Christy Lozada with Where in the World is CL, and I make travel videos every week to help you get up, get out, and go travel. So if you like to travel, consider subscribing. This is sailing numero 8. I'm super excited about it. Every sailing has been a little bit different, but actually this one has been really amazing because it's 5 nights with more sailor loot than I can possibly spend. Actually, no, I'm gonna get 2 massages, not just 1. Thank you, JC. If you wanna grab yourself a deal, we all need to be smart travelers and price compare. You can find that info in the description below. But the next helpful tip to know is that yes, 5:45 p.m. for free bubbles, but 5:30 to 7 is what time the sail away party happens at. And if there's a time that you should definitely be at the pool at, so it happens on the next helpful tip, the 15th and 16th floors. It's happening at the pool area. And the prime time to be there is like before 6 p.m. And that's when the diva and the hostess will come out and greet everyone, do a cheers, and introduce your happenings cast, which is your 12-ish cruise directors that will help you to have the best time possible on this sailing. It's the time when I was falling around Tom. Who's Tom? Tom is the charmer. What is the charmer? The charmer is the magician. I love magic, and I also love secret magic shows. So the sooner you can get to know the happenings cast and you can be a familiar face to them, the more likely you might just be invited to some things around the ship that might not be available to everybody. So the next helpful tip to know, so now we know it's on 15 and 16, but like, where do you stand? Because I have been sailing with Virgin and sometimes the weather is awesome and the best place to be might be coming early and grabbing one of those beds, those day beds around the pool so that your sail away party can happen while dancing in the pool. We've definitely done that before. Or sometimes it's really windy and being on the 16th floor is the worst experience because like you're just getting blown away. But on the 15th floor, you can be a little bit more shaded, like you're enclosed in there. And so if it's a windy day, 15 might be the best. And sometimes staying near the windows, especially if it's a beautiful sunset, you might want to be watching that go by and enjoy the sunset views of Miami. But the next helpful thing to know is you're probably wondering, well, what if the weather isn't good? What if it's not just windy or it's really not just really sunny, but it's raining? I have been on sailings before where it was raining and they're not going to make you go outside in the rain. They will hold the sail away party on the 6th and 7th floor near the roundabout. And so this is the place where you are entering as you are coming onto the ship, but they will have the sail away party inside. If I'm completely honest, it's not as good of an experience because it feels a little claustrophobic with that many people there and it's hard to see things, but they'll still have the bubbles and all the things. You'll still get your sail away party, which, by the way, if you're getting some value out of this video, cheers that like button, consider subscribing. And if you have a helpful tip, we are all a community and I learn and experience new things on these trips, on these sailings all the time. So please add them in the comments because you never know who you might help out. The next helpful thing to know is if you are like I am on this sailing, a solo sailor, then what happens is at 5:15, there's a solo sailor meetup. And it's not like other cruise lines where they'll just designate a place and then it's like up to you to just show up there and awkwardly introduce yourself. Like the happenings cast will actually be there to help introduce you to people. So to be honest, even if you're not sailing solo, but you just want to get to know other people, it's a great place to go meet other sailors and all kinds of sailors. There were around 20 of us this evening, all gathered there. And then afterwards, you will all go to the sail away party together with all your new besties. It's actually a really awesome thing. And if I'm honest, I had a lot of hesitations around sailing solo on Virgin. It's my second time doing it. So if you're considering it, make sure you check out the other video because I talk very honestly about my experience and things that are helpful to know in advance. The next helpful thing to know is a lot of people are like, oh, like what time should I plan my dinner at? Depending on the weather, a lot of people don't hang out at the sail away party for a super long time. It's kind of this like, yay, cheers, like we start going and then people like go off to dinner. I've also been at sail away parties where the weather is beautiful and it becomes a pool party and it's really fun. But it just depends. So if you're someone who's like, I could only get a dinner slot at 6:30 p.m., but the sail away party ends at 7, for example, don't even worry about it. Head to dinner. A lot of people start departing early and going to unpack in their rooms to do all of the things. And so the sail away party isn't something that you have to be there for the entire time. And this last one is one that actually a lot of people don't know this. I am not an extrovert. People are like, oh, you're so outgoing. I can be, but I'm actually an introvert. And so if you are someone who likes a quieter sailing or wants a more quiet sail away, one place I highly recommend is going behind the galley. Go on the 15th floor to the back of the boat, and there's this beautiful couch in a U shape, or there's tables there. Grab one of those spots early as you're pulling away from the port and watch the sunset over Miami while watching it from the back of the boat where it's quiet. It's really peaceful and really pretty back there. Another option would be from the 7th floor on the dock. There are those day beds and really cool seats, wooden seats looking out. For me, I really love the view from higher up on the boat, but either of those spots are really nice if you want a quieter sail away. Or obviously on your balcony, because the majority of rooms are terraces and you can sit in the hammock. But those are different ways that you can have an alternative sail away party on your own. Boom! Those are my helpful tips. Add one if you got it. I'm Christine Lozada. Cheers that like button if you got some value out of this. And join me in the next video. I am going to go sail solo, and you can check out what that experience is like, or you can check out what my embarkation day was like in that vlog. So I'll see you in the next adventure. Ciao.